welcome to our channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and to keep commenting. Plan to make Tinubu president. Ash in Abeokuta. Who said so? Joe Igbokwe, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress (APC). Joe Igbokwe has disclosed that the plan to make President Bola Tinubu president was hatched and kick-started in Abeokuta, Ogun State. On his Facebook page on Tuesday, Igbokwe posted, knowing the relationship between Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and President Muhammadu Buhari, there is no way President Muhammadu Buhari will have abandoned President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for someone else. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu put everything down, both human and material resources, to practically create a way for President Muhammadu Buhari to emerge as president of Nigeria in 2015. The plan for President Muhammadu Buhari to be president was hatched and kicked off in Abeokuta with a chieftaincy title. His remark come amid comments by Buhari's former special adviser on political matters, Babafemi Ojuju, that Tinubu outsmarted his predecessors in 2022. Ojudu also said Buhari never supported his then vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, and Tinubu during the All Progressive Congress (APC) presidential primary. He pointed out that Tinubu outsmarted Buhari in so many ways to pick the party's ticket and eventually emerge as the presidential candidate, which in turn he became the president of the country. Well, that is known to them. It's not known to us as far as we are concerned, whether they hatch it in the moon or they hatch it in the sun. The reality today is that President Tinubu is in charge of the affairs of Nigeria. But then in retrospect, let's delve back into the way politicians behave. Truly speaking, we remember that Bola Tinubu said something in Abeokuta before the election or before their primary election, that Oshekini Olule, that is Buhari tried the first time and he failed, the second time and he failed, the third time and he failed, and he went to him to tell him, General, don't worry, this time around you will go and contest and you are going to win. And then here is Joe Igbokwe coming, calling us into, records again, further back into Abeokuta, the same place, but further from the statement that Tinubu made, that in earlier, probably in 2014 or 2013, that he has already spoken with President Buhari then, before they brought him in, that Tinubu had to use all his resources to bring Buhari to power. And I think with that agreement then, because it seems that's the way politicians behave, that if I support you and you win, when you are going to also support me, and if I win, you hand over power to me. But that agreement might have been there long before Vice President of Osinbajo will even come into the scene at all. And then we've also heard too that while they were looking for who would be the vice president to President Muhammadu Buhari then, and they are afraid of the Muslim ticket because Tinubu was supposed to deputize for him, but he happens to be a Muslim. Why the candidate Buhari himself is a Muslim? They have to go and look for someone who happens to be a Christian to deputize for Buhari. And from the say here and there, and what Tinubu himself also said, that is the one that said, oh, put Osinbajo there. I prefer to have Osinbajo. He single-handedly nominated the man to be the vice president, and believing that he has also done him a favor, Osinbajo is expected to step down for him to come in as a presidential candidate of the party. But you see, politics is about interest, and then the interest, the game began. Of course, Buhari might want to look back at that agreement that was in Abeokuta, that's the previous one that made him to be president. Probably decide to honor that, we may not know, but Ojudu was telling us that he didn't even support either Tinubu or Osinbajo, that his mind is on Lawan. But from the look of things, there is a characteristic behavior of Buhari that if he's in support of anyone, every of his staffs and every of his machinery will work towards the success, or they will be attracted or geared towards that person. And from the way the primary election was conducted and the way the result came forth, it shows that at the end of the day it seems Buhari is behind Tinubu, but then it wasn't openly declared that Buhari is saying that Buhari supports or wanted Lawan is like a distraction. Trying to use a divide and rule method to distract the people, to not knowing his full mind, knowing fully well that he's going to work for Tinubu. At the other end of the whole discussion again, Odudu was trying to say, looking at it from his own prism, that Tinubu had to outsmart even Buhari himself and even the VP, knowing fully well that it seems as if Buhari's body language is going towards the former Senate President Ahmed Lawan. But at the end of the day, his real plan is to make Tinubu the presidential candidate and eventually become the next president. And we can see now that that is the situation. At the end of the day, Tinubu became the president, and that is the reality we have on ground now. Be that as it may, that is the way the politics operate. It is a game of give and take. It's a game of I rub your back, you rub my back. It is a game of I work for you, you work for me. And at the end of the day, of course, sometimes there are some betrayals, but in this regard, Joe Igbokwe is calling attention to the fact that Tinubu wasn't betrayed, that is a situation that led to Buhari making sure that all that he has worked for Tinubu had been arched about 8 years or 9 years or 10 years, if I may be right, before that very day they started the primary or started the race to get the presidential ticket in their party, which is APC. So, and Joe Igbokwe, of course, is a right-hand man of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president. If he says something, of course, he might be speaking the real truth because he's an inside man with the then former Lagos State Governor, now the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that's also pointing our attention to something, that knowing the relationship between Asiwaju Tinubu and Buhari, there may be no way Buhari will not abandon, Buhari will abandon Tinubu for someone else. And we have seen that come to play. So our desire now is whatever they have done should result into a good stuff for Nigerians, that Tinubu should work assiduously for the progress of this nation, making sure that every Nigerian enjoy the dividend of democracy. He has gotten his own end of the bargain. At least he has been handed over to, and then he should reciprocate the gesture now to Nigerians, that Nigerians should enjoy that he is in power, even though he said he is a stone and he has been given the opportunity. He should serve to make Nigeria great again. And while he's doing that too, he shouldn't forget not to do it with human face, so that Nigeria can be a better place. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Thank you.